Later tonight, six-man tag team action is on the docket, and these three men, Antonio the Promise Thomas, Slyck Wagner Brown, and the Asylum Nick Shepherd, will be taking on their arch rivals, Jeremy Prophet, Genesis, and Sean Burke. Gentlemen, all of your targets will be lined up right for you later.
True statement, Al. All three ducks lined up in a row. The holiday season is here. And oh, what a gift. What a gift we have for you, Burke, you Prophet, you Genesis. You see, it's going to be a very promising holiday season for you three. Because along with myself, I got our very own Saint Nick. And I've got Saint Slyck. And tonight, there's no backtracking, there's no backpedaling. There's no games, no shenanigans. Face to face, 3-on-3, man to man, six-man action. Tonight, you boys are going to get a seasoned beating that will last for every holiday year on out. Every year, you guys are getting beaten tonight.
Burke, Prophet, Genesis, it's like the promise said. It's the holiday season. It's my favorite time of year. You see, it's all about giving. And we are gonna give you three ass whoopings, beat downs. Because you guys are gonna feel a little left out this holiday season. Because Santa ain't coming to your crib this year. Because you three have been bad, bad little boys. So tonight, we're gonna fill some sacks and we're gonna beat your asses down.
There's 6 men in the ring tonight. I've got one focus. Jeremy Prophet, there is nothing happy about this holiday for you. And I've got one gift. You can open it early. It's my size 13 boot. It's gonna go right through your skull.
Antonio Thomas, Slyck Wagner Brown, and Nick Shepherd ready for six-man action.
Coming up, six-man tag team war as the NECW Heavyweight Champion Sean Burke, the Canadian sensation Jeremy Prophet, and Genesis take on the team of Antonio the Promise Thomas, Slyck Wagner Brown, and the Asylum Nick Shepherd.
Another day, another battle, another 3 guys that want to throw in front of us. It's the same result every time. It'll be the same result tonight. No, my title ain't on the line, but my pride still is. Our pride still is. We're going to do what we always do. We ain't going to give the fans a present, but we're going to give ourselves a present. And we're going to walk out of here on top. And we have every other month that we've come here.
You see, get a shot of this and make it good. And I don't just mean me. I mean this right here in front of you, because we're the future. We are the Grinches that are coming to ruin your little Christmas celebration. I've never been one for the holidays, and I really could care less about Christmas, Hanukkah, anything you want to call it. Don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, we're making a list. We're checking it twice. You guys sure ain't naughty, but we sure ain't nice. Fact of the matter is, you got 3 bad Santas that are coming to town, and we are going to kick the reindeer crap out of you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it, boys.
Wagner, Thomas, Shepherd, the party's over. It's time we turn the lights out.
Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year from all of us here at New England Championship Wrestling. Sheldon Goldberg here, and what a way to kick off 2014. 6-man tag team action as NECW Heavyweight Champion Sean Burke and former champion Antonio Thomas go head-to-head. Thomas off the ropes, clamps the side headlock. In on Sean Burke, the big man, the NECW Heavyweight Champion. And his motley crew of Jeremy Prophet and Genesis. Thomas, of course, joined by Slyck Wagner Brown and the Asylum Nick Shepard. Burke can't connect with Thomas. Thomas now reverses on Burke. Nice hip toss right there on the big man. Thomas over the top of Burke. Kick to the midsection. And Thomas tags in Shepard. Fans, we cannot wait to see you Saturday night, January 11th, at the Cove Community Center in Beverly, Massachusetts, as NECW kicks off 2014 with a gigantic card. We'll have more on that for you later in this broadcast. Sean Burke reversing on Nick Shepard. Shepard reverses again. Floats over into a side headlock on the NECW Heavyweight Champion, Sean Burke. Fans chanting for Asylum, Nick Shepard. Nice headlock takeover by Shepard. Referee Barbara Mahoney keeping a watch on the proceedings here. Burke trying to get his leg over to scissor the leg of Nick Shepard, but a handful of hair will do the trick. Referee Barbara Mahoney catches it, and Shepard breaks the hold. Former NECW Heavyweight Champion Slyck Wagner Brown tagged in. Wagner Brown and Sean Burke faced each other in November for the NECW Heavyweight Championship. No decision in that match due to outside interference. And of course, Antonio Thomas, the former champion, waiting for his rematch against Sean Burke, who took that title via nefarious means. Slyck Wagner Brown trash talking on the outside as he drops the leg on the arm and shoulder of Sean Burke, goes for the cover but doesn't get much. Thomas tags in. Off the ropes, double team time. Double back elbow sends Burke to the canvas, and a cover right here. Only one. Six men, all finely tuned athletes in this huge six-man matchup. Genesis tags in for the first time in the match. Genesis, the power man of this duo, the enforcer, if you will, of this trio. Genesis stomping away on Antonio Thomas in the corner. Now it's Prophet on the outside, getting his licks in on Antonio Thomas. Genesis now going to work on Thomas. Thomas whipped to the opposite side. Genesis charges in, but Thomas ducks out of the way. Thomas with a big forearm uppercut, shades of Dory Funk Jr. And Shepard is tagged in. Genesis now being driven into the corner by Thomas and Shepard. Shepard takes over. Big side slam right there on the big man. 2 count only. I think Genesis might have pulled him up by the hair. Genesis not done punishing or being punished by Asylum Nick Shepard. Man, that sends the blood rushing to your head. You don't know where you are when that happens. Finally, Genesis comes crashing down, courtesy of Asylum Nick Shepard. And now the NECW Heavyweight Champion tags in. Nick Shepard, a very, very powerful athlete. Burke once again misses. And now Shepard has Burke upstairs. Look at the power of Nick Shepherd. Fans counting. Jeremy Prophet arguing with the crowd. Sean Burke being hung up to dry. Man. Here's the cover. This could do it, but only two. Jeremy Prophet making the save for his team. Prophet pushing Shepherd. There's some kind of an issue between Shepherd and Prophet. Oh, here comes Burke. Burke with a back elbow, stomping away now on Asylum Nick Shepherd. Genesis tags in. What an action-packed bout to kick off New England Championship Wrestling on television in 2014. Asylum fighting his way out of the corner, but Genesis powers him back in there. And now Prophet tags in. Prophet going after Shepherd now in a weakened state as he charges in on the man they call Asylum. Oh, man. That'll ring your bell right there. Prophet taking advantage of Nick Shepherd here. Referee Barbara Mahoney trying to get Prophet out of the corner, giving him a little bit of leeway. Prophet making the tag out to Sean Burke. Double axe handle with a rib cage. And the back of Asylum Nick Shepherd. Sean Burke with a blatant choke on the top rope. Trying to take the wind away from Asylum Nick Shepherd. Folks, we're going to have to cut to a break right here and pay some bills, but we will bring you the conclusion of this matchup and much more when New England Championship Wrestling continues after this.
Welcome to Hokkaido.
There's a whole world of Asian flavor waiting for you at Hokkaido. Their menu features delicious Chinese, Japanese, and Thai favorites, along with sumptuous sushi, hot pot, and hibachi. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are karaoke nights. So for a whole world of Asian flavor and a whole lot of fun, come to Hokkaido, 1250 Osgood Street, North Andover, Mass. Like us on Facebook or call us at 978-687-9888. We are back with more New England Championship Wrestling, and if you are just joining us, it is six-man tag team action in the ring. Jeremy Prophet, the NECW Heavyweight Champion Sean Burke, and Genesis taking on that man getting his head rammed into the canvas, Antonio the Promise Thomas, and his partners, Slyck Wagner Brown and Asylum Nick Shepherd. Thomas getting mauled right here as Genesis tags in. Folks, you do not want to miss New England Championship Wrestling when it returns to Beverly, Massachusetts, Saturday night, January 11th. Action galore on that matchup. No less than 4 championship matches and much more. We'll have all the details coming up for you later. Genesis with a cover on Thomas only gets a 1. Genesis tries for it again. Another 1 count. Boy, you were talking about some power and talent on both of these teams. This Genesis is just a monster, as is Sean Burke, as is Jeremy Prophet. Not taking anything away from the opposition. And the NECW Heavyweight Champion tags in. Double axe handle to the back of Antonio Thomas. Huge issues and a lot of history between these two men. Burke, the protege of Thomas, wins the NECW Heavyweight Championship. Has a match with Antonio Thomas in December of 2012. Breaks his ankle. Does Sean Burke. Comes back 6 months later. Antonio Thomas is the champion. Beginning a vendetta between these two individuals that continues to this day. Burke now crashes into the corner. Thomas falls to the canvas and Burke goes for the cover. Sean Burke stealing the NECW Heavyweight Championship. Yes, I said stealing from Antonio Thomas due to the interference of his partners in a matchup that took place in October. Fans behind Antonio Thomas. Elbow to the midsection. Thomas trying to fight his way out. Thomas with a big forearm uppercut. Off the ropes goes Thomas, but Burke catches him. Power slam. Here's a cover. He's got the leg hooked, but only gets two. Man, that could have been it right there. Burke still on Thomas. Burke propping Thomas up on the top turnbuckle. Man, what a shot. The expression on Antonio Thomas. That rocked him to the core. What a powerhouse Sean Burke is. An awesome force as NECW Heavyweight Champion. Even though he recaptured the title by nefarious means. Thomas now trying to break out of this. Thomas fighting his way out. Thomas sunset flip off the top. Burke crashes head first into the canvas. Thomas taking a lot of that too. He's trying to at least tag out. Thomas is taking a pounding here. Needs to make a tag. Thomas trying to get to his corner. Burke tags in Genesis. Genesis going for the leg, but Wagner Brown gets the tag. Here comes Wagner. Wagner giving Genesis all he can handle right here. Oh my goodness. Here comes Burke. Burke getting the same treatment, neck breaker, courtesy of Slyck Wagner Brown. And now it's Prophet up the top, but Wagner catches him. Slyck Wagner Brown, the proverbial house of fire. And now it's Genesis getting set up by Wagner Brown. Wagner stalking his prey here, going to the outside. Big chop by Wagner. Oh, Genesis gives it back. Chops are on the menu, and they are being served hot by both Wagner Brown and Genesis, who goes to a rake of the eyes. Genesis grabbing the neck of Wagner Brown. Wagner breaks it and sends Genesis back into the ring the hard way. Wagner Brown setting up Genesis. Oh, moonsault right there. Springboard moonsault in the cover. And only two. Prophet saving the day, but here comes Shepard. Shepard flailing away on Jeremy Prophet. Genesis mauling Prophet. Burke now on Thomas. Leaving Genesis and Slyck Wagner Brown, the two men in the ring. It's broken down on the outside. Now Wagner putting some sauce on those chops. Jeremy Prophet in the ring now, sizing up Slyck Wagner Brown. Knee to the back. And now it's Prophet going to town on Wagner Brown. Oh, man. What a slam. Planted him face first in an enziguri. Prophet with the trash talk. Here comes Shepard. Man. Shepard with the proverbial electric chair on Jeremy Prophet. And here comes Burke. Oh, man. Burke got up and just leveled Asylum Nick Shepard. And here comes Antonio Thomas. Belly to back suplex. What an action matchup this week. Thomas sending Burke to the outside. Folks, you are seeing NECW at its best right here, and we are just kicking off 2014. Genesis stopping Antonio Thomas. Here comes Shepard, but no. Genesis has them both. Can Genesis get them both up? Oh, wait a minute. Wagner Brown with a big missile drop kick takes care of Genesis. Big leg lariat right there. Wagner Brown with a cover. Here's one. Here's two. And that's going to do it. Let's get the official word now from Chris Norman. A victorious trio right there in Asylum Nick Shepard, Slyck Wagner Brown, and Antonio the Promise Thomas. But you can bet this situation between these six men is far from over. Coming up, NECW General Manager Paul Richard has comments on the main event situation and post-match comments from Burke, Prophet, and Genesis when we continue after this. New England Championship Wrestling kicks off 2014 live Saturday night, January 11th at the Cove Community Center, 19 East Corning Street, Beverly, Mass, with a 7 p.m. bell time. In the main event, the NECW Heavyweight Championship is on the line in a return grudge match as Sean Burke defends against Slyck Wagner Brown with special guest referee Antonio the Promise Thomas. NECW Tag Team Champion Sladen Sherman battle former champions Mike Webb and Nick Fahrenheit. Asylum Nick Shepard takes on Genesis. Jeremy Prophet squares off against Brad Hollister, and much more to be announced. Tickets are on sale now. Online at NECW.TV or charged by phone at 1-800-838-3006. 1-800-838-3006. Don't miss New England Championship Wrestling as we kick off the new year, Saturday night, January 11th in Beverly.
I'm here with the NECW General Manager Paul Richard, and Paul, on January 11th, NECW kicks off 2014 at the Cove Community Center in Beverly, Mass. And on that night, Sean Burke will be facing Slyck Wagner Brown for the NECW Heavyweight Championship with Antonio the Promise Thomas as a special guest referee. How did this all come about?
Well, it all came about because the match I was going to announce was Sean Burke making his mandatory title defense against the former champion, Antonio the Promise Thomas. But 3 hours before our event, I got this injunction from Sean Burke's lawyers following up everything and tying things up with the courts that we can't do that match at this time. But believe me, Sean Burke, NECW's attorneys are on this already. So I had a little time to think about it, and I decided after what happened in the previous month with Sean Burke and Slyck Wagner Brown that Slyck Wagner Brown deserved another match for the title. And just so Sean Burke doesn't get one over on me like he was trying to do, I figured maybe we'd put a special guest referee in that match. And I decided who better, who's going to call it down the middle, who's a consummate professional, the former champion, Antonio "The Promise" Thomas.
Now, Paul, with all due respect, considering the history between Sean Burke and Antonio Thomas, I'm kind of questioning whether or not Antonio is going to actually be able to call this right down the middle.
I talked to him about it. You know, he gave me his word that he will call it right down the middle, and I'm sure that he will because he is a professional. He was a great champion, and it's all going to go down January 11th, right here in Beverly at the Cove.
January 11th, Slyck Wagner Brown against Sean Burke for the NECW Heavyweight Championship.
The official printing company of New England Championship Wrestling is Color Copy Center Boston. We copy, we print, we bind, we laminate. And we offer free delivery in Metro Boston. See us at 31 St. James Avenue in the Park Square building. Call us at 617-391-0030 or visit us online at colorcopycenterboston.com. They make NECW look good, they'll make you look good too.
Gentlemen, not exactly what you...
Go. Move. No time. No time. Promise. Wagner. Asylum. You may have pulled one over. You may have dropped me on my head 6 times. You may have... I don't know what happened to his neck. You may have beaten us today, but you haven't won the war. As you can see, the NECW Heavyweight Championship is still around my neck right now. My neck that you hurt a little bit unhappy, but we are still right where we want to be. Right where we want to be, right where we're going to stay. Tell them about it.
You know, they ask us to come here and give post-match comments. The only comment I gotta make is to one nutcase in there named Nick Shepard. Some people like to call him Asylum. Well, you know why they call him Asylum? Because he escaped from some psych ward and has decided to come here and try to drive me crazy. You know what, Asylum? I'm the guy who's gonna drive you right back there into some psych ward or into some detox center next to your Toronto Mayor, Rob Ford. Okay, Asylum, I've had enough of you sticking your nose in business that doesn't concern you. But at the end of the day, it remains the same. Sean Burke is still the NECW Heavyweight Champion. The way it should be. And we are still the foundation of this company. We are the future, and we cannot and will not be stopped. Mark my words, you may have won a battle, but we are going to win the war.